Hi everyone, I'm Melody, and do not skip Fugue! Ah! Okay, well, you absolutely can if you want. She is running right after Sunday after all. However, we're currently on V4 for the beta, which means all beta character kits are almost fully finalized. And let me tell you, Fugue is absolutely insane. But maybe not in the way you think. She's the second character in the game to enable superbreak. Firefly and Rappa do have a bit of superbreak instances in their kits, but let's be honest here, they're just a bonus and not ever played on their own. If you want a superbreak team, you need Harmony Trailblazer in your party to enable it. Fugue in theory is just a premium replacement to them, especially for Firefly teams seeing as she's fire weakness. With her, you can have a Superbreak Fire Implant Bane DPS, a Superbreak Fire Sustain, and Superbreak Fire Support. But she's funnily enough not benefiting Firefly much more than Harmony Trailblazer. As of now, her Superbreak damage is actually lower than Harmony Trailblazer. Well, oh well, why the hell she must pull then? Well, I have reasons, so let's go through them. But right before that, comment below if you think power creep has gotten too much for you in this game and why. I absolutely love hearing your thoughts. I've done a lot of calculations and let's just say things can get a bit batshit with her. I'm a Rappa lover, so I will use her for this example. Let's say Rappa has her light cone and pretty good relics. The out of combat break effect she usually wants to reach is about 240%. Alright, so let's see what we can do to increase it. Alright, well, she's a super break character, so of course she needs Harmony Trailblazer. Let's say her out of combat break effect is 230%, a pretty doable number. Okay, so when you use her technique, she increases the party's break effect by 30%. When you use her ultimate, she increases the party's break effect by an additional 30%. However, if you are running her best in slot relics, she will give another 30%. Oh, but that's not all. If she has her E4, which you should have by now, she will give 15% of her break effect to everyone else. By this point, she has 320% break effect minimum. 15% of that would be 48% extra break effect. Rappa gets her ult, which gives her 30% break effect. Let's apply all the buffs mentioned from Harmony Trailblazer onto her, and now she has an extra 168% break effect. Oh, but this is just the beginning. Alright, so let's add Fugue in the picture. Her skill gives an additional 40% break effect to a teammate. And her talent, after weakness breaking at least 2 enemies, provides an extra 48% break effect to everyone. Oh, well she gave Harmony Trailblazer more break effect, so now her E4 would be giving 55%. That now gives Rappa an additional 263% break effect. She has now, with minimal work, passed 500% break effect in combat. The craziest thing, it can technically go higher if using the Lantern set, but seeing as Rappa doesn't have fire nor does Harmony MC, I'm not using it for this example. Now, you might be impressed, but you might also be like, what? That's it? Oh, I get it. You're a Run May user, aren't you? Well, in this hypothetical team, running Sustainless is actually completely, absolutely viable. Why? So, when an enemy's weakness is broken, Harmony Trailblazer delays the enemy's action by an additional 30%. Well, Fugue delays it by an additional 15%. Here's the catch. She enables a mechanic called Exo Toughness, which allows every enemy to have an additional weaker toughness bar that you can break again. This means that with both of them, you can delay an enemy's action by 90% on top of what breaking already does. Isn't that insane? With just them paired with Rappa, you're already doing great. Throw in a Linkshire or Gallagher, why not? But what if you just don't? What if you go all in? Let's add Run May to the mix. She gives 20% break effect to the party. Harmony Trailblazer's final E4 total is now 58% additional break effect to the entire party. Now let's do a Run May ultimate. When enemies try to recover from weakness break, Run May literally says no and delays their action again, equal to 20% of her break effect plus 10%. So, let's do the math. Let's say Run May has 230% out of combat break effect, just like Style. In combat, she will have 446% break effect, which would mean she would delay the enemy's action again by 89.2% plus 10. she will effectively delay the enemy again by 100%. So, in this team, once an enemy's weakness broken, they might as well be done so. Good luck to them trying to ever get back up. Run May gives weakness break efficiency, so breaking these things shouldn't be difficult, even bosses. All while our main damage dealer, Rappa, has 526% break effect without a single bonus. Cause yeah, this can get even crazier when including MOC and apocalyptic shadow buffs, which can give your party 30% or more break effect for free. This can apply to any break damage dealer. However, Rappa benefits the most too from Fugue. Why? Well, Rappa gains a charge every single time an enemy is weakness broken. She can stack it up to 10 times, and if she does, her break damage can be multiplied by 600%. Currently, getting that many stacks is pretty hard unless it's pure fiction. Now, Fugue effectively doubles her stacks. If there are 3 enemies in MOC, she is now getting 6 stacks. This allows Rappa to hit like a truck. And Boothill also benefits extremely, as he can not only get his trick shots faster, but can proc raw breaks again. Fugue should allow Boothill to kill and clear anything as easy as possible. If Harmony Trailblazer and Fugue super breaks are able to stack, your damage should basically be doubled. However, I'm not sure if that's the case. But I do know that Harmony Trailblazer and Fugue together are still extremely valuable. Fugue doesn't need to replace her. If you don't have Run May, you now have a great alternative. If you have Run May, you can replace your Trailblazer, or you can go Sustainless. But I promise you, there are so many things that can happen with Eidolons that are a whole other can of worms. I'll go into them a bit. Fugue's E1 is ridiculous. She provides 50% weakness break efficiency to whoever she skills. If you don't have Run May, she can effectively be Run May for you. If you have Run May, these effects stack. Breaking will never be easier. Fugue's E2 somehow is even more insane, and I'm shocked they thought of this. It allows her to regenerate energy each time an enemy's weakness is broken, so she has faster ults. Why does she need that? Well, this Eidolon casually gives her the exact same action advance effect as S5 Dance Dance Dance. Do you understand how game-changing this is? If you can stack Dance 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 with this, further pushing the idea of a Sustainless team and making zero cycling the easiest it will ever get. Now, what are some other things? Death Shred is about to reach a peak. Fugue is able to reduce enemies' defense by 18%. The Iron Cavalry set gives your damage dealer 25% Death Shred. If you have Run May's E1, she provides an additional 20% Death Shred. Let's say you have E1 Firefly or E1 Rappa. That'll be an extra 15% Death Shred. If you had all of them together, you can shred almost all enemy defense with 78 defense shred. And the last Eidolon related thing I want to cover, E2 Firefly is eating more than ever with Fugue. E2 Firefly will just never stop acting. Turns, 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 they are all for her. Previously in a situation where you ran out of a new enemy to break, now you have an extra toughness bar to break and get another turn. As for light cones, if Firefly has hers paired with the Sustainless comp from earlier, she will be decreasing enemy speed on top of all that action delay, just if it wasn't enough for you. Well is basically useless now. Poor man. Run Maze provides skill points, and even worse, can be stacked with both Trailblazer and her if you're somehow eating them up. And Fugue's personal light cone increases break damage dealt, which can prove to be extremely useful. It's definitely the type of buff Run May would have had in her kit if she didn't come out so much prior to the super break meta. Now, if you're at this point of the video and you're like, I don't care, I don't have a super break team. Well, listen up, pal. I'm telling you that Fugue will still likely be useful for you, too. For one, you need to invest into a super break team at this point. The game never expected you to build DOT or follow-up, but damn has it leaned heavily into breaking. If you're struggling to clear break-made content, it will only get worse. This gameplay style will only continue to thrive, so it'd be in your best interest to invest into a break team. There will most certainly be more characters in the future that will find unique ways to use Fugue, and one of those characters may end up being your favorite. Because Fugue buffs every break team, not just super break, and can be paired with a free character for most teams, she is just a really worthwhile investment. But, of course, you don't have to. There are always workarounds. If you don't like her, don't go for her. If you're already broke from Sunday, that's fine. But, after all the math, I just think that Fugue's existence has the possibility to break this game in new ways we've never seen before. I'm going to be pulling for her, as my Rappa will be screaming in autistic joy with her. If you found this video useful and enjoyed it at all, please feel consideration in your heart to like, comment, and subscribe. It would mean everything to me. And with that, I bid you adieu, my notes.
Or else you will die!